Folks, the Browns could be 2-0. Then again, if my aunt had, oh, never mind. The Rizzo Show starts right now.
Come on!
The Hard Rock Rocksino Northfield Park presents The Rizzo Show. And now your host, Tony Rizzo, with co-host Mike Polk Jr.
Could I tell that joke on TV?
Sure, who cares?
I probably don't think so. Welcome to the folks. You got to be kidding me edition of the Rizzo Show. Michael, can you believe what happened today? I mean, even for the Browns, that was something.
Fascinating way to lose a game. It sure was. Not surprising or anything, but yeah, that was a new one. That's what you got to say at this point. You're like, that's a new one.
I feel like, listen to me, and obviously, Zane Gonzalez, the kicker, missed 4 kicks today, right. 2 extra points, 2 field goals. But I felt like I could see the Browns folks at the end of that game feeling the weight of the 17, 18 game losing streak, whatever it is now, and you could just see them wilt in the moment. It was terrible. Coaching staff, everybody. Special teams lost the game last week. As I said, they could be 2-0 if you had a kicker. History repeated itself again today. Zane Gonzalez, probably one of the worst days in NFL history
probably
for a kicker.
Probably the worst day of his life.
Michael, he's kicking in a dome.
He is.
Which is supposed to be way easier.
Yeah, and it's all those things that added up to exactly what I think you were talking about. It's a self-fulfilling prophecy. This is a team that finds a way to lose because we are still psychologically damaged like a post-traumatic stress disorder victim from all these years of losing, and these young kids get in here and they're like, we're the Browns, we're supposed to find a way to lose this. They find themselves up on a team that is a Super Bowl contender again this year, every year, and they find a way to lose psychologically. If I'm the Browns, the first thing I do at the beginning of every season is hire a team of psychologists, not trainers, psychologists to come in here and tell these kids that they can do this.
Well, he missed 2 extra points, and that's unheard of in the NFL. 2 field goals as well. Do you feel bad for him, or are you like, hey, dude, do your job. You cost us 2 wins?
I can't do that because what does that do? What do you gain from yelling at Zane Gonzalez and telling him that
everybody went to the don't let him come home on the plane card
and
today
I
on
understand
Twitter.
where that anger comes from, but I mean, and I know this is the least he could have done, but you saw the press conference afterwards. He owned it. He took the responsibility for the loss for the team. Now, that doesn't make me feel any better, and mostly because how many of these speeches have we heard, Tony? How many times have we had somebody step up there?
Speaking of that, do you feel bad for Hugh Jackson?
Oh, yeah. My heart goes out to him. No, of course not. How about you?
Michael, you got to admit today, he looks like a guy that's cursed. Like he just can't. There was no way they should have lost this game. No. What is he thinking? They're 1-32-1, and they haven't won a game in 630-plus days.
I think he's just driving home from every game and just laughing his ass off and saying, I still have a job. I'm getting away with it.
Well,
Can you believe that somebody's still paying
care
me?
Of itself real
I would
soon
think so. I would have thought it would have taken care of itself quite some time ago, Tony.
Yeah, here is the head coach after the loss.
Had some chances, missed them. And we got to grow from that. So we got some work to do. I get it. You guys get it too. So, again, our players, as I told them afterwards, there's a good team in that room. There's no doubt in my mind about that. There's a good football team in that room. We just got to make sure we're doing the right things all the time to give us a chance to win.
I can't believe I'm going to do this, but I am. I'm going to be positive here, folks, because for the last 2 weeks, I've seen the Browns fight and play really hard. Now, I know the ending hasn't been what you wanted, but last year, the year before, those teams would have tanked, and they would have lost these games easily. Plus, all you need to do is win Thursday, and you'll be 1-1-1, and you're right back in this thing. Thursday night, Michael, now becomes a huge game.
It's everything.
Nationally televised against the Jets.
Yep.
Got to give Tyrod Taylor a little credit today. He did a good job. What'd you think?
I thought he did great. And I know that I mean, we've been hearing it since before the season. The guys who graduated from being Johnny Manziel lunatics are now the Baker Mayfield lunatics who want him out there for every single snap and think that he's the answer. Tyrod Taylor's done a nice job, and he improved from last week. He's looked like the caretaker quarterback who doesn't turn the ball over that much that we were looking for. He did not lose that game today. He didn't win it. The defense did everything
he almost did. I'm going to tell you right now, this play, is this it, Kate? Is this the play? Yeah, right here,
Beautiful.
folks. This would have went down as one of the greatest plays in Browns history if that kid makes that extra point.
Absolutely.
I'm amazed at this throw and catch right here. I came out of my chair.
You know what that made me think? It made me think, you know what, Josh Gordon, go ahead and beat it. We've got a new troubled, gifted wide receiver who we'll be relying on and who will be breaking our heart a year.
Don't curse the kid already.
So it was a great play. That was. But yeah, Tyrod's honestly looked solid. And everybody who's saying Baker, you don't know anything. I'm telling you right now, it's not time. We've done it so many times. How many times do you have to go through this?
You could do it a bunch of different ways. We've seen guys start and do well, but certainly Pat
the Browns?
Mahomes, as we're going to see in a bit, Pat Mahomes, who's playing for the Chiefs right now, sat last year, and he looks like a world beater this year.
He did sit last year.
He didn't?
Yeah, no, he did.
Oh,
You're
yeah,
right.
he did. Right, and he looked really good.
Right.
So let's just let it play out. I'm amazed at the way the Browns have finished these two games. They keep saying 2 losses. Sorry, the tie feels like a loss.
I know, it does.
So how many more games do you see? Because you can hear the Baker people. I talk to them every week for a living.
I know you do, bud.
How many more games do you think the Browns can lose and still keep Tyrod Taylor in at quarterback?
It all depends on how they lose the games. First of all, you said it yourself, and I agree. They've looked good these first 2 games. It's hard to get discouraged. Drew Brees even said afterwards, that's not the same Browns team that I've seen. And I know that sounds like something that he would say magnanimously, but he meant it. And they don't look like that defense looked swarming. They look scary.
Let's get a little more positive.
Yes.
Michael, you're right. I think, folks, the Browns defense is legit. Holding the Steelers to 21 and one of those touchdowns was a giveaway. And then they did a nice job against the Saints until the end of the game.
Gassed.
They didn't lose this game because of the defense. What the Browns need to do is they got to learn how to finish and win. It's like riding a bike. Once you do it, it becomes familiar and you could do it again. But until you actually get up without the training wheels, you're screwed.
And we've been falling for so long and skinning our knees. We really have.
Band-Aids.
It's that close. We're that close.
All right, let's take a look at the Rizzy recap. Now, defense is good, and I mean good.
Yes.
How about Larry Ogunjobi with a pair of sacks today?
And I wonder who's helping open up those holes right now, too.
Yeah,
you know?
Myles Garrett, no doubt. And the offense is a work in progress. But
you can call it that.
I think they made strides today, especially in the second half. The Browns needed a big play at the end of the game, and they delivered on a 49-yard touchdown pass. Folks, that's stuff of legend. That would have been the highlight everywhere in America if the kicker would have made his kicks. And I've got to say this, Michael, 2 weeks in a row, we're now calling them the unspecial teams.
And how funny is it? Remember all these years that we've been talking about, when are we going to get rid of the special teams coach? When are the special teams is something we would never talk about. And now we've got a competent defense, it looks like. The offense is looking a good defense, a competent offense, and now the special teams is throwing us under the bus.
I can't wait to see what the Browns do because I guarantee they're going to work out kickers this week. Okay, they will. But whether or not they sign one and demote Zane, they've done this to him in the past. He had a couple of bad games. They brought in a kicker. They stuck with him. They showed faith in him. But, folks, let's face it, when you're a young team and you're trying to learn how to win, you need a good kicker. The games come down to a kick here or there. I think there were like 9 games today in the NFL that were not decided in the fourth quarter. You need a guy, Michael, that can make that kick.
And I think this kid's unfortunately got the yips. And I think if they do end up cutting him, and they might, then I think that he's probably, I won't say he's done, but think about it. Once that's in your head, it's obviously in his head. The guy's a professional kicker. We drafted him. We didn't just even sign him.
Sashi drafted him, and I could argue.
Well, I didn't, but we drafted him. I know, but we did draft this kid. There's a reason we did. The guy knows how to kick, but he forgot temporarily in the same way that Ryan Pontbriand got the yips as a long snapper back in the day. Another guy we drafted. Remember how he just started like throwing it to the into the end zone and stuff like that?
I'm going to be even more positive right now after that loss. You ready? Short work week. That's right. Browns don't have time to fret about this game for a week. You got to get ready. Thursday night is going to be a huge game, not only for Tyrod Taylor, but certainly for Hugh Jackson and the Browns. Mike, the Bud Light fridges are still
locked up like a chastity belt, that thing is.
You know what? I have one in our studio, and I want it out. I want it taken out because every day I look at it, it reminds me that we just can't win right now.
I know.
Can the Browns win Thursday night?
Yeah, I definitely think they can, and they have to. I really do think, not the not the entire future of the franchise, but this season rides on Thursday night. You know that if we lose that game, imagine the mentality. You think those kids look down at the end of the fourth quarter today? Those rookies and stuff who aren't used to winning with the Browns? Imagine if we lose to the Jets, a terrible team, on Thursday night publicly, and we're going into this season 2-1, which is such a gross record, even grosser than 0-3.
1-1-1 after 3, and you're in
That
this
sounds
thing.
nice.
Coming up, Josh Gordon is gone, but where will he land? We'll talk about the legend that never was in Cleveland. Stay with us. Attention Browns fans, head out to the Rocksino. Every Saturday of this month, get your Bernie Kosar collectible t-shirt. You could unwrap thousands of hidden prizes, including free play and autographed merchandise. Oh, we love the Rocksino, and we certainly love our Bernie.
My favorite moment with Bernie that I've ever had still is the time that we were at the Rocksino, and he looked over at me and said, somebody sang the song Bernie, Bernie to him, and he goes, I hate that song.
Well, we've seen some unbelievable games this Sunday throughout the league, including a tie in Green. I'm sorry, can I say this? It's 2018. We're sitting down and watching 3 hours of football. Why are there still ties in the NFL? Even college doesn't do that.
No. Flip the coin.
How about Tampa Bay? Ryan Fitzpatrick and the Bucs are 2-0. Speaking of great quarterback play, ooh, it was so fun to watch this today as the Squealers lost. Yes! Pat Mahomes threw 6. I said 6 touchdowns. Michael, he has now thrown 10 in his first 2 starts, which is an NFL record. Overall, he was 23 of 28 for 326.
You mean that rookie quarterback from last year who sat an entire year and didn't play and didn't start?
That's exactly right.
And now is playing
That's
this year?
the guy I was talking about.
That does seems like a good system.
I did have him in one of my 2 fantasy football leagues
Did you really?
today. Yeah,
Who
I started
are
him
you?
today. After 6 years, the Browns have finally had it off with troubled wide receiver Josh Gordon. They are hoping to trade him before tomorrow, preferably to an NFC team. If they don't get a trade partner, they're going to release him. Mike, when you heard the news last night, what was your initial reaction? Because it was a surprise to people.
Obviously, shock, awe. I can't believe that he let us down as a fan base. He's been so solid up until now.
All right.
No, of course, no. I mean, it sucks. I was the one who campaigned for him. In fact, I would still keep him on the roster and not trade him and just ruin his career at this point. I know that might sound petty and small, but I don't want to watch him go and get decent discipline and from Bill Belichick and start blowing us up some Sunday. I would rather ruin his career here. I waited for him for as long as we could. He's still a gifted talent. Obviously, somebody, if they can get something out of him, we're going to get something. But I have no ill will about this. Are you upset about this in any way?
No, it's about time. And here's part of Browns GM John Dorsey's statement on Gordon. For the past 6 years, the Browns have fully supported and invested in Josh, both personally and professionally. We wanted the best for him. But unfortunately, we reached a point where we feel it's best to part ways and move forward. We wish him well. 2 things. Number 1, give the Browns credit, the organization, for sticking with a troubled kid like that. And number 2, I just hope he gets his life together. I mean, their life is bigger than football. I know, selfishly as Browns fans, we wanted him to be good. But he's got so many problems right now. We just need him to get it together.
I hope he does too. But I also say this. That John Dorsey statement is something that I love seeing from a Browns organization. And it's something that, for some reason, we wouldn't have seen for the last 5 years. We are so bad at that PR because it's a rich guy and then there's nobody in between and nobody knows what they're doing and they're a bunch of selfish doesn't matter. But Dorsey, who was not responsible for this Josh Gordon situation at all. He just got here, folks. He did the responsible thing and said what you're supposed to do as a proper GM from an organization.
He's become a giant distraction.
And it's just good to see that there's a grown-up addressing these things properly. We just wouldn't have heard anything in years past, and we'd just be like, I guess he's gone.
Well, with Gordon gone, will that open it? Do you want Dez Bryant?
Let's get that cancer Josh Gordon out of here and get Dez Bryant in.
I'm going to be interested to see what the Browns do about this. Because I believe he has a contract offer from the Browns. I think what Dez is waiting for is he wants to see if the Browns are going to be good or bad. Now, they're not terrible, and they're certainly not like last season. I would say right now 50-50.
I think he sees
Bryant
potential
plays
here.
for the Browns.
I think there's a decent chance. He's also, Dez isn't going to do it because he's like, I just love Cleveland and I want to bring him a winner. He's a selfish man. Well, if he thinks this is the best situation for him, he'll probably come here. We're going to put up with his antics, though? Give me some antics. I'll take antics over what I've seen.
You're right. I mean, look at this show. Coming up, time to party, kids, at Progressive Field. Will the celebration continue through October? Stay with us.
Indian fever. No.
Oh, I know.
But
welcome back to the Rizzo Show. And how about your Cleveland Indians, Michael? They clinched their third straight AL Central title, but there's still 2 weeks left in the regular season. Mike, are the Indians going to make some noise in the postseason?
yeah, we got to go into it with that attitude. I think we will. I mean, they're a scary team. If they get hot right now, they're hot at the right time. They got a lot of weapons. What do you think about Josh Donaldson? What do you think he's going to add?
Listen, they'll ride with two people, Kluber and Lindor. I'll get in. Tell you what's concerning to me about the Indians. Sometimes the offense goes away.
Yeah.
And in the postseason, they don't do well against star pitchers. And in the postseason, folks, it's all star pitchers. Let's hope they get that offense going. Mike, the guy I feel like, though, that has to have a great postseason is Frankie Lindor. Listen, it's time for Lindor to become the leader that you know he can be with the Indians. I know he has 35 home runs this season, and that's great. He's had a hell of a year. But you've got to do it in the postseason. Last year, the Astros' Jose Altuve got hot. They went all the way to the World Series and won it. I think Frankie Lindor is the guy who could carry the Indians to the World Series.
I think you're largely right, but I also would put Kluber in that conversation.
He's the other one.
In the postseason, we need him to show up. That's got to be our ace, and he's got to dominate. We got to know we've got to win when we're putting him on the mound.
I agree.
Or else they don't have a chance.
You also need Bauer back. Don't forget about Trevor Bauer, who was pitching as well as anyone in the American League before he went on the DL.
It is.
We get him back. We'll see what happens. I think the bullpen is working itself out. Andrew Miller looks decent. Look, it's been 70 years. We need some good karma for the Indians now. All right. So, Michael, you were on assignment last week. We missed you. Where were you?
I made a huge mistake, and I agreed to be in a local production of a play at the Beck Center, the beautiful Beck Center.
That's not a mistake.
No. It's a little overwhelming. That's me. I'm playing the role of God.
You look like Gandhi.
Yeah, that's God. I didn't costume myself.
What is your character?
I'm the Lord. The Lord comes back to earth and gives a new 10 commandments to the people. It's at the Beck Center. It's a play. I've never done anything like this before.
Don't text and drive.
That kind of stuff. Right. Yeah, he's updating it. But anyways, I've never done anything like this before, and it's for the next couple of weekends.
Here you go. 8 o'clock Friday and Saturday. Oh, the matinee on Sundays.
Yeah,
that gets you out of watching the Browns.
That was something.
That's right, and that's every weekend. Beck Center.
Yep, for the next 3 weeks.
Oh, how nice.
So yeah, but it's been fun, and it's something else. But thanks for the
Browns are off next Sunday. Everybody can go to the matinee.
There you go. Everybody come and hang it out.
We play on Thursday night. You ready
come on,
for that?
we'd love to have you.
Right. All right. When we return, we'll wrap things up. But first, let's check in with our favorite place, the Hard Rock Casino, to see what's going on.
It's Bernie Kosar's $300,000 touchdown and T-shirt giveaway at Hard Rock Casino. Every Saturday in September, all Rockstar Rewards members get a commemorative collectible T-shirt. Unwrapped to reveal thousands of hidden prizes, including $5,000 cash, free play, food comps, and autographed merchandise all month long. Collect all 5 limited edition Bernie Kosar Hard Rock T-shirts. Everyone wins every Saturday at the Rocksino. The king of all clam bakes is back at the Fresh Harvest Buffet every Friday night. Only $32.99 for all-you-can-eat clam bake favorites, and includes a 1-pound whole steamed Maine lobster with each buffet purchase. Be smarter than a 5th grader and buy your tickets today for Jeff Foxworthy's big night out on the Hard Rock stage. Find your rhythm at the Hard Rock Casino, Northfield Park. Proud entertainment partner of the Cleveland Indians.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, are you all right? Swim out. Clear up. Coming up after us tonight, Fox's NFL Game Day Prime.
Yeah.
Have you seen the show?
I haven't yet.
Deion. It's Deion's show.
Okay, good.
Deion Sanders.
That's good.
I don't know who the other people are. Deion.
But more importantly, and that'll be great. Watch that. But more importantly,
after
we also have
our
Big
good
Chuck
friends,
and Little John.
Big Chuck and Little John. During football season, Big Chuck and Little John fans.
Just one brief hour,
we'll have
folks.
to stay up a little longer. When we were kids, I remember we used to have to stay up because we loved to stay up for Goulardi and Big Chuck and Little John.
Yep.
Well, the Browns, as they will host the New York Jets, and rookie quarterback Sam Darnold on Thursday night. Michael, Sam Darnold is the guy we passed on in the draft for Baker Mayfield. And the way this season's been going, well, I'm not going to say it. I'm going to be positive.
Good.
Think 1-1-1. But what would happen if he comes in here and lights us up like Carson Wentz did?
That would be
2 years
unfortunate.
ago?
That would be unfortunate.
No, it would be
That
so
would be
Browns.
very it would be
Not
very
going to
Browns.
happen. Our
Nope.
defense is going to take care of him.
They're looking pretty
He's
good
a
right
rookie
now.
quarterback.
Don't you
yes.
feel good about this defense?
I like it.
Yeah, I
Mike,
do.
it's been another long Brown Sunday, and you want to know how we're feeling right
Tell me.
now? I think this sums it up.
Yeah.
Come on, you got to feel bad for the kid.
Well, I know. Well, I feel worse for him now we're showing this picture.
Listen, for as bad as I feel for him, all
Yeah.
right, he's got to go. All right, I got to have a kicker in here that can make a kick. I'm sorry. I wish him the best. He'll get a second chance. Everybody does. He'll be all right. But for right now, I expect the Browns to make a move.
I think
with their kicker.
And I disagree. I think you put him back out there on Thursday, and he'll never miss a kick again. I really think that that's what he needed. I think he'll get scared. I know there's put the big Chuck and Little John laugh in there, but I really do think that that's what they need to do. They put him out there on Thursday. He's not going to miss anything. That's my
Give me
goal.
one of your lines as the Lord from the play.
Let me think. Okay, here it is. Thou shalt not ask for a personal relationship with me. No thanks.
What?
I need a lot of distance between us.
Thanks for tuning in. Good to be alive. Good night, everybody.